Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to our show. Before anything, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this video with your friends. Let's get into it. The stock market, the cryptocurrency market, and everything else market. Crypto's coming down in price.
Have come down. That's an
A
understatement.
lot has come down a lot. And this was supposed to happen sometime in September, October time, which they call the Great Dip, and but it had started earlier.
I think it's just the whole reason for it was obviously it's kind of like a bizarre situation. Bizarre situation in a sense, you have all these companies, incredibly large companies, let's say Ford, even BMW, Mercedes, Boeing, Apple, that they're actually producing product, right? And Apple's stock was, how much was that? $500?
Something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that. And all of a sudden, when the crypto rush hit, right, because people that they see instability in horizon, they see that the government is not confident or competent, and deficit spending through the roof. So what happens? Everybody is looking to protect their savings, also for potential investment,
Maximizing their
maximizing
investment.
their investment. At height, crypto market cap was $2.25 trillion for just cryptocurrency, like digits on the internet. $2.25 trillion. Imagine how many companies, even large companies, you have to add them all together to have that kind of market capital.
Yeah, and you
And
gotta.
now it's down to, just a few $100 billion.
You
from
gotta.
down.
I mean. Look, the
But the reason for that is that they add the government in order to protect those businesses. I believe that you get hate from them. So hit the cryptocurrency with capital gains tax.
So this is yes, capital gain tax. Look, this is a fiat-backed product. Okay, so whenever the fiat itself loses value, this is gonna lose value on its own. And right now the problem is there's not enough trades going on with crypto because people came in treating crypto as an investment. Crypto is not an investment. Cryptocurrency is not an investment. This is not for you to invest in. Cryptocurrency is a product it's a power purchase product, purchasing power product.
Its power would be in its circulation.
Meaning cryptocurrency was created to exchange between individuals, between businesses, peer-to-peer exchanges without the middleman, basically the bank. This is to basically get rid of the bank, get rid of the central bank. You don't need an entity to take the money in and that entity release that money out. Basically, I want to send him money. I have to send it to his bank account. Then he could go to his bank account and grab the money back. This is basically to get rid of that. It also to get rid of all the. It gives you more privacy. It gives you more security and all that stuff. That's what cryptocurrency was created for. It was not created for as an investment product. What happened was it became so popular, people just started to dump money into it. So when you start dumping money into it, it's going to go up in value. Okay? It's just how it functions. So the more a product is known, the more the product has been reviewed, the more the product has been pushed.
It's brand name.
It becomes a brand name, exactly, like Calvin Klein or Gucci or Versace or Tommy Hilfiger, like stuff like that. It just becomes a brand name. A product what used to be like $5, now it's $500. So that's just how it works. So a product that was created to be a purchasing power product has turned into a brand name for people to. Majority of people are throwing money at it as an investment, but most of the people are using it as a transaction product. So they could buy stuff, they could sell stuff, and I mean, you're gonna have a lot of bad actors coming in. Um, and the stock market plays a big hand as well. I think the stock market is also connected to crypto, but people deny it. They're like, no, they're not connected at all. I think it is, because it reacts to how the market's doing most of the time. People are like, no, it doesn't really correspond with the stock market. I know it's not connected, but look, stock market is a feeling-based product. Okay, you don't know when the stock market is going to crash. You don't know when the stock market is going to make you millions of dollars. You have no idea. You could throw in 1,000 strategies in there, unless you have insider information, unless you're like really, really, really focused on
or honing on a specific targeted
right.
investment.
So
Like
I mean, like,
it well.
it takes
If it's a car
years.
business, if it's some other business.
It takes years and years and years for people to be very, very accurate on their decisions on how to make money out of the stock market. So, what do we do? Mr. Former Vice President is now pushing out the child tax credit to people. And that's like what, $250 to $350 a month per child.
Is that going to be monthly payment?
Yes, monthly payment.
Listen,
So if you have two kids, you might get either $500 or $700. If you have more, depending.
just wait for the price of groceries to go climb up.
I mean, the more money that you don't have, you push out, the worse the economy is gonna be. The inflation is gonna skyrocket. The inflation's been going up 5% per month. 5% a month, people. A month. Okay. I saw a video yesterday. How the lumber prices have been skyrocketed, just like out of control. $8 for a 2x4x8. I saw a video of this guy. He's at a pier where they bring in lumber and other material. Rows of lumber, rows, and he's like, these have been sitting here for a year. Plywood, 2x4s, pressure treated products, you name it. It was there. You're just hanging out by the pier. He's like, something's up, something's going on. We don't have a shortage. We don't have wood shortage. No, there's no shortage. But what's happening is inflation is like monopoly. So who has monopoly over who? Usually the government, and they correspond with these corporations to create the monopoly and increase the prices. So now wood prices have slightly dropped. So 2x4x8 went from $8.60 to $6.30. It used to go back to $2 so I could build my stuff. But but yeah, this is how the for you to root for somebody, give me free money. I want this. When people make more money staying on unemployment rather than working, when you pay people money for not going out and getting a job, guess what you're creating? You're creating a socialist environment where people have to work and pay for those people who don't want to work, because they're making $30 or $40 extra a month staying home doing nothing.
It's gonna end up like in
doing
Cuba.
Nothing.
In Cuba, you don't have a lot of people working. Everybody's just sitting by their house, which is owned by the government.
Exactly.
Just sitting.
Just hanging out all day.
It would be like in the military, like, you go on a mission or something like that.
Dude.
They tell you gotta be here at 6 a.m. We're gonna go to the field. You would just
on,
go there.
On the bright side, everybody will be
and then the
fit.
bus wouldn't show up until 11. So 5 hours You're just sitting over there chit-chatting with the other
On
guys.
the bright side, it'll be like a forced diet. You don't have much food to eat anyways, so you're just gonna lose weight.
Well, the problem is not just the food. The problem is not just the food. They don't even have like toothpaste.
They don't have anything.
You're gonna have
Their
others.
cars are still from the 1950s. They can't even get parts. And we have representative here like idiots AOC saying it's U.S.'s fault because it's the fault of the U.S. that Cuba hasn't progressed.
That's really okay. I'm glad you mentioned it. I usually, it's not like we are somebody. I mean, obviously we are somebody to ourselves, but
Hold on.
we
Let
don't
me,
care
let me
about
finish
that.
that thought. Let me finish
No,
that
let
thought.
me just.
It's U.S.'s fault that Iran's been under sanctions for 40 years, but is one of the most successful countries in that region.
But Cuba is different.
Yeah.
But this person, I don't even mention name because I don't care. This person, this lady, she's 30,
AOC.
she's 30 some years old.
Bartender.
She's 30 some. No, bartender is fine. I mean, I've done a lot of working at the club.
No, she
bouncing,
went from a
whatever.
bartender to a freaking politician.
No, that's good thing. I don't have no problem with that whatsoever.
I do.
Because we don't. No, I don't have problem with it. But my problem is not with her her success, political success. That's great. I encourage you. I hope all of the representatives they came from nowhere, because all of the establishment, that means
that I can agree with.
they
Sure.
have,
Yes.
right? So I have no problem with that. I usually try to be as objective and true, like to reality.
agree. Yeah, that I
so
agree
that's why
with.
we sometimes have disagreement, or I might say I'm a conservative, but I don't necessarily agree with everything that the Republican Party says, and I stated, and I've done it through all these shows that we have done so far. Now, why I say that? She's 30-some years old. She's not married. She doesn't have kids. So by biological nature, she doesn't know. To me, if you do not have, if you can have a child, and by 30-some years old, you should not have any say about future, because you are not creating the future, right? If I was still single and I had no kids, to me, I'm not saying you can't express yourself, but if you're intellectually honest to yourself, you shouldn't. Because if you're not creating the future, why you're so concerned about what's going to happen 20 years, 30 years, 50 years down the road when you're no longer there? Right? You didn't take sacrifices to actually raise other human beings, and I'm not saying another, because one kid is not enough. Like, you have to have at least 3 to replace and kind of have minimal population growth. 3 kids. But my problem with her is she was a bartender, but she wasn't grow up like she grew up in the upper middle class. She didn't know. She put a video out there. She didn't know what was garbage disposal. We are not talking about some lady just living in Pakistan.
Most of
That,
New York,
or
most of New
middle
York,
of somewhere that they don't have. They go and carry water from well. She lived in New York City.
in New York City, a lot of places
She
don't have
didn't
garbage
know.
disposal.
She didn't know what was garbage disposal in kitchen. That tells me she's incredibly ungrateful that she hasn't even helped her mother in kitchen to feed herself. Otherwise, she would know what the freaking garbage disposal is. She would know the thing. If she didn't know out of stupidity, obviously that's a different issue. We have totally different problem. So I put it out there. But if she's
oppressed.
intelligent, coherent, she has more than 2 active brain cells, she can put a few sentences together, she's charismatic, whatever, whatnot, to some people. But you don't know. That means you haven't even helped your freaking mother preparing your food all these years. She's not a teenager. She's not a Greta Thunberg, who is that, like a teenager with issues that they bring from Europe, out of all places. Yeah, I'm going to listen to some kids from Europe telling me how to live my life about global
Gutberg?
warming. Yeah. Thunberg, whatever that is.
Gutberg or whatever.
No,
She's now
teenager.
She is now 18 years old, and you can talk shit
So
about her.
I'm saying, she's not like age. She's 30-some when she put out this video. She didn't know what was garbage disposal. Please go review that. Go see that. And now you understand what is our issue, what we are suffering from this collective psychosis in this country and the world. This kind of people having any kind of say in public debate without knowing anything. Like literally, she has a most likely doesn't know how to cook, or if she knows, I don't know. I mean, because if she didn't know as of a couple years ago what the garbage disposal is, I mean that's seriously. But going back to the topic of cryptocurrency that we discussed, now
Completely got derailed.
yeah, that AOC thing was on my heart. I had to bring it because nobody mentioned it. I said, why do people do people watch stuff and not think at all?
Yeah.
I pay attention.
Let's
I
get
observed.
back on
She
track,
said,
bro.
"Oh, this apartment is so nice. What is this?" And then she started at the garbage disposal, and she said, "Oh, what is this?" And then, oh, she didn't know what it was. She didn't know garbage disposal. I couldn't believe that. I mean, I'm not saying we came from a super sophisticated. We grew up in a really working class, poor neighborhood. I'm not saying, oh, I was just, familiar with the all the luxuries and, we didn't have like a color TVs until 90s.
She grew up. She probably grew
So
up.
this is a problem with this. Yeah.
She grew up in an upper class neighborhood. She grew up with the silver spoon in
She's
her
an
mouth.
actress.
Okay.
Actress.
She grew up in that area. But anyways, yeah, going back to cryptocurrency and the stock market. So one good thing she did was when she refused, she kept bitching about Amazon moving to New York. I have to give her credit for that, because that would have caused a lot of that would have caused a lot of problem in New York, because New York is already expensive. Imagine Amazon headquarters moving to New York. That would have been more expensive for people to live there. Regardless of the 25,000 jobs or whatever they were gonna bring, but it was gonna create a lot of headache for the people who lived there prior to Amazon moving there. But we're not here talking about her. We're here to talk about crypto. We're here to talk about the stock market.
Well, that was a funny story. You have to go and watch the video.
I mean, we yeah. Yeah. That's AOC. But the current stock market. The stock market is a fictitious. The stock market is fictitious, man, and only because all these companies are buying back their own stocks, and because money is cheap, rates are very, very low, very low. So if you're able to make money off of a borrowed money, guess what? People are gonna do it. So if you could get loans for 1 or 2% and make 4% on that money, why wouldn't you do it?
I mean, they do this to stimulate the economy. I totally understand.
Yeah,
that,
they do it, but it's not
is it
real.
going to be sustainable?
It's
in
not
the long run?
It's not sustainable in the long
and
run.
when it's going to come down, head crashing, and stuff is going to happen, are we able to kind of manage it at that time? And I'm not saying we can or we can't.
I mean, what they're doing is they're creating a value for their stock. I mean, and by doing that, the more stocks you buy, it's going to increase the price of that stock. It's going to give it value, but the value is fake. There's no actual currency behind it. There's no money behind it. It's like me telling you, hey, this glue right here, it's $5, right? Then I go back and I own the company, right? I don't own Gorilla Company. I'm just making an example. So my stock is $5. I could get a loan for 2% and start buying up stocks and make the value of my stock go from $5 to $10. Now, I just created a fake value for my stock because I was able to get a loan for very cheap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a 50% increase on a 2% loan on this value, and I could pay that loan back now, and I just have crap load of money left over because I just made this number go up at a very low cost. And it basically you're creating demand. So the more you own of your own stock, and the people that want to go in, they're like, oh, the value is going up. Oh, we're gonna buy. So what happened with cryptocurrency was the same way. When Bitcoin went up to $63,000, guess what?
65. It's 65.
65,000 people. like average people, they're like, oh my God, I should buy because it's gonna go up to $100,000. It's gonna go up to $150,000.
Those
Because
people are
now
just-
those people who are analyzing this are like, oh my God, if this is the path, it's gonna reach to 150. So what happened? Small mom and pop shops or like small people, like average people, they start dumping thousands of dollars into cryptocurrency.
No, the problem with cryptocurrencies
Started to do what? Start to come down. Why? Because
everybody's selling.
people who had a large amount of money in there made crap load of money and pulled out. And who loses? The small average guy who put $1,000 in there. Now all of a sudden that $1,000 turned into $200. The guy's like, you know what? That's $200 I got left. I'm gonna pull it out. Screw this. I'm gonna lose that too if I don't pull it out. So that's what happened. It was exactly like the real estate market
crypto
crash.
has bigger issues. There's two things that goes against it. One, in the short run, that the government put capital gains tax 30% if you sell what you put in it less than a year and you pull out.
Yep.
15 to 20% if your money sits in it and because they want to encourage the stability in it.
Yeah.
20%. That means government is going to take 20% of your gain if you make money. But obviously when you lose money, the government is not going to, you might deduct a little bit, but if somebody just put all their savings in Bitcoin when it was $50,000, $60,000 and now all of a sudden it's $30,000, the government is not going to compensate them. So that your assets are gone, right?
Yep.
Number two, which is the most important thing in my opinion is there is no limit of cryptos that can be produced. As of last few months ago, when I looked, okay, you have all these cryptos. Bitcoin knows everybody because that was the first one. And you have the top 10 that they made a brand like Dogecoins, the Elon Musk and stuff behind it. So they try to create name recognition. Name recognition brings value no matter what it is. It's like, brand name.
Dogecoin's crashing.
So but it still has value. It's more than what it was.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I looked at it and I said, okay, what is this? Is this like such a difficult thing that you have to be a guru to make it? At that time was like over 4,700 cryptos in the market. 4,700. It would be like 4,700 different currencies. Right? Costa Rican colonies. If I say Costa Rican colonies, most people, they don't even know where's Costa Rica to know about Costa Rican colonies. Right?
Yep.
All this countless of paper money pre-1870s and stuff, when you had all banks issuing their own currency, pretty much that was it. All regional banks, all banks, even before Civil War and after Civil War, issuing their own money, and a lot of them, they just went worthless, and all those people that they put their gold or assets that they just went destroyed. So I looked at cryptocurrency, doesn't have intrinsic value. And as of right now, there are over 10,000 cryptos. That means even within less than a year, it's been doubled. Even the ones that you say they are legit, some of them they say, okay, this is not legit. Still was like 7,700 cryptos. So there is no shortage of somebody coming and then trying to have people come and do it. That's what I'm saying. I would see, again, for people going back to gold and silver, I'm glad I have done it over many years, because I'd never recall in a history of the world, like recent modern history, for gold prices to go up and then being cut 60%, losing 60% of its value.
You gotta look at it.
70%, 100% of its value. It just doesn't happen.
You have to look at it
So
this
it has
way.
much more stability, because you can't just create gold. You can't just create silver. It is what it is.
You have to look at it this way. Imagine an EMP goes around the world and takes out all the power grids. You know what happens to your current cryptocurrency? Vanish. Gone. It's gone. Okay? You won't be able to access it. You won't be able to use it. You won't be able to spend it.
Forget about the world. Wherever you are, if you don't have power, you can access it.
Exactly. If you don't have power or internet, you can't access it. Period. That's just
So
how
you
it
don't
is.
need the world.
So
to
what actually would work is, paper currency and precious metals. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching our episode today. Hit that like button, hit the share button, subscribe to our channel, leave your comments below. If you have suggestions on topics or anything like that, leave it in the comments below. Hit that like button, guys. God bless you. Take care of
God
yourself.
bless America.